Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing this all-new 2022 BMW X3 M40i. And a huge thanks to BMW of Tampa for making this review possible. These guys have an impressive dealership. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're in the Tampa area looking for a new premium car or SUV, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And for those of you guys who don't know, the X3 has been BMW's compact SUV since 2003. That's when the first generation was released. The third generation that you see here was released in 2018, which brought alongside the M40i trim level. The M40i, of course, coming equipped with a B58 inline-6 twin-scroll turbo engine, which is extremely underrated from BMW, originally claimed at 355 horsepower, 365 pound-feet of torque, but immediately journalists knew something was up because this 4,400-pound SUV with that engine was reaching 60 in 4.5 seconds, which is really fast for a 355 horsepower motor. For 2020, the B58 received a couple of updates, which now makes the motor produce 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque, enough to get the SUV to 60 in 4.4 seconds, as tested by Car and Driver. For 2020, more updates. We get a 48-volt mild hybrid system now, which can propel this SUV to 60 in 4.1 seconds, which is really fast for a base price. Something over there, the truck. But for a base price at $57,800, let's see what we get. So up front, you see your flickering LED daytime running lights, part of your shadowline package for these black headlight housings. LED for the high and low beam. This Brooklyn gray metallic is an additional $500 option. We've seen this color quite a few times with the BMWs reviewed in this channel, but it still really pops. I'm liking this updated grille, all new for 2022. It's pretty similar to the previous model year, but we do get some slight changes. As you see, forward-facing camera, BMW badge right above, functional airflow in the lower corners, which leads directly into your intercooler. And in front of your radiator, we get two support braces, which should really aid the handling. M badge in the upper right corner. As far as the wheel and tire setup, this is optional too. These are $1,500 rims. These are 21s wrapped in two 45/40 R21 Bridgestone Alenza summer performance tires up front. These are an offset setup, wider out rear. We'll check that out in 1 second. As you see, your red painted M style 4-piston Brembo brake caliper, side sensing, front parking sensing if we didn't mention, and everything is body color. Slight fender flares too. Functional heat extraction in the corner. The mirrors are blacked out. LED turn signal with a camera right outside, which helps with the 360. The glass isn't the largest, but it fills up most of the frame, and we get blind spot monitoring on it. Black window trim, blacked out B-pillar and C-pillar. I'm liking the black trim on the roof. The rear wheel and tire setup, as you mentioned, is offset. Back here we get 275/35 R21 Bridgestone Alenza summer performance tires. We only get a single piston brake caliper, but I'm liking how it's still painted red. Rear parking sensing includes a side sensor. Again, this SUV gets the 360. I'm liking the trim out rear. All new updated taillights, as you see, with a little running strip right outside. Reverse light, X3 badge, M40i right next to it. Shout out BMW of Tampa for making this review possible. As you see, rear view camera right beneath your BMW badge. Slightly updated exhaust tips too, rear parking sensing, and a trailer hitch. I'll show you what this SUV is rated to tow right back here. But let's start this 3-liter twin-scroll turbo inline-6 up, and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was of course the sound of the 3-liter twin-scroll turbo B58 inline-6 sold by BMW for the X3 M40i, and here you have it, making claimed 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque, but we know more likely that number is closer to about 420, 430 horsepower. So for a $58,000 base price, this is a lot of performance for the money. You see the strut tower braces connecting your strut towers to the chassis, as well as additional supports in front of your radiator. But here you have it. What you see is basically what you get. The performance in this SUV for the money is absolutely outstanding. We can shut this hood right up, take another step back, get one last look at the front styling with those beautiful daytime running lights. But as far as the interior, also impressive. We get quite a bit of luxury for the price too. Taking a step inside again, we get the smart access for the driver and the front passenger. We also get smart access for the rear. But back here, we can open her up. Up top, we get soft touch For the upper portion, nice stitching, carbon fiber trim, which is about a $300 option. Leather stitch beneath, leather stitch for the armrest, auto one touch for all four. We get the tailgate release button, 4-way adjustable mirrors, power folding too. As far as the mirrors or windows, they are not dual pane, but a pretty thick piece of glass. And okay, so it doesn't seem like they're auto one touch on the way back up, but they are auto one touch on the way down. Harman & Kardon speakers. We get 2 speakers on the door panel. We get the X on the aluminum area of the trim. Beneath, we get an absolutely massive cup holder. You're fitting a big gulp in there with no problems, maybe even bigger. You could probably get a couple footlongs right next to it. And as we step inside, M nameplate, it's not actually blue. This is just a sticker, but I'll leave the sticker for the potential owner of this SUV. The seats are beautiful. We get this black Vernasa leather, quilts in the center, perforated, heated, and ventilated, adjustable thigh support, but it's manual. You have to pull the latch to do so. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. 4-way lumbar control. But as far as the interior overall, we can take a step inside and really check it out. But first thing we notice is the steering wheel. It's a very thick M-style steering wheel with some grips on the back of it. Pretty nice for your fingers. Not a flat bottom, not a big deal. The M steering wheels are one of the best in the business. Super thick for the 10 and 2. 9.3 is just about perfect in your hands. Heated M badge, blue and red contrast stitching. On the left side, we get the cruise control and a $1,700 Active Drive Pro system, which will basically drive the car for you. We get the radar cruise control and lane keeping assist with the active steering, so the SUV stays in its lane and keeps a proper distance from the car in front of you. On the right side, media controls, volume, skip, and this controls your infotainment. You can skip the stations of your song and adjust the volume. So pretty cool, guys. Right here, you can access your voice commands, call settings, BMW horn area with some stitching outside of it. The horn, pretty aggressive sounding horn. People will definitely be getting out of your way. And as we mentioned, the paddle shifters are a very nice aluminum. We get the 12.3-inch digital display and a 12.3-inch upgraded touchscreen. But the display itself, I'm liking it. It's not very configurable, but this is the Sport Plus display. You can throw it into comfort and it changes up a little bit. On the right side, we basically see how much power we're using. On the left side, we get a 160-mile-an-hour speedometer. You throw that thing into sport, and now we get a true tach, which goes to about 6,500 RPM. So pretty high revving for an inline-6 turbo engine, twin scroll turbo engine. Loving the display. The 12.3-inch touchscreen, also super responsive. We get the plastic screen on it, but it's still unbelievably responsive. The resolution is not bad, not the worst that I've seen. The backup camera, we can throw this gear selector, which controls the 8-speed auto transmission into reverse. And now we access our 360 camera, which is a super high resolution. Backup camera has trajectory and guidance lines, so does the 360. As far as camera image, you can adjust the contrast, parking lines, obstacle mark, automated parking, and the backup assistant. All super impressive features. We don't need to use any of that, guys, but really loving this resolution on the backup camera. Throw it back into park simply by pressing the P button. If you don't want to use those beautiful aluminum paddle shifters, you can also throw it into the manual shift modes, which you can control the gears in the proper direction with the upshifts and downshifts. We can throw it back into park, engine start stop button right next to it. You can turn off your traction control, access your cameras when you're not in reverse. We also get the forward facing camera, as you see. No guidance lines or trajectory, which is odd, but really not a big deal. You still see everything that you need to see in front of you. To get out of there, you simply press the camera button one more time. Now we access the rear view, press one more time, it's front. So you actually have to press the home screen to leave. But anyway, behind that we have the Sport, Comfort, Eco Pro. We'll start this review off in Comfort, transition into Sport, see what the differences are. Hill descent control, auto hold for the parking brake, electronic parking brake. And if you don't want to use this 12.3-inch touchscreen, we get this dial and shortcuts with media, home, map, communications, and nav. And it's in a pretty good location. It's accessible for both you and the passenger. Beneath the air vents, we get the, of course, dual zone auto climate control, heated and ventilated seats. It's also an option. I believe it's about $300. We'll check that out in the window sticker in 1 second. Presets, kind of looks like a CD player, but we don't get a CD player in this SUV. I'm liking the carbon fiber trim. Full Sensitech stitching for the dashboard. Heads-up display. BMW has one of the best heads-up displays in the business. Frameless rear view mirror. We get a panoramic moonroof too, which is massive. Check this out. We can open it up. The shade opens relatively quickly. The opening panel of the glass isn't the largest, but the second glass extends basically out to the trunk. So really large panoramic moonroof. To open it up completely, double click, and it opens up pretty far. Not quite to the second row seats, but you do get quite a bit of airflow. See if it goes any further. Oh, it does. So now it goes just about to the end of the first row. We can poke our way out of here pretty hot day today in Tampa, Florida. It's sunny and like 85 degrees. This BMW is saying 76, but based on the way that I'm sweating, I really don't think so. But we'll leave that shade open for when we hop out back. As far as this armrest, it's super soft stitch material. The space is impressive. I'd expect you to fit at least 6 12-ounce cans, USB-C port, and a light. Nice tray too for coins, and an additional one right up top. The glove box, we can pull this aluminum latch, and it opens up this felt-lined glove box. Not the largest, but I'd expect you to fit at least 15, maybe even 20 license plates, probably a pair of shoes with no problem. The surrounds here are still a nice rubberized graining material. M badge here for the little storage pocket. We don't get a wireless phone charger, unfortunately, but we get an additional USB port, 2 cup holders, and a 12 volt, which looks like it could be turned into a cigarette lighter based on the look of that 12 volt outlet. And this cover, you can close it up and hide everything away. But that's about it for this front seat. We can take a look at this window sticker real quick, see any features that I may have missed. Of course, we get the 2022 BMW X3 M40i, base price $57,800. We got a ton of options. Not a ton of options, but we got quite a few. Brooklyn gray metallic runs you $550. Black Vernassa leather, $1,450. The standard seats are not a true leather, it's a leatherette material. But for $1,450, you get the black Vernassa leather. For $1,400, it'd be nice if they spec'd a beige interior for this SUV, especially for Florida where it gets really hot. But it's still a nice leather material. As we mentioned, $1,700 gets the Driver Assistance Pro package, which includes extended traffic jam assist, active driving assistant Pro, which is all accessible on the left side of the steering wheel. Shadowline package, $400 gets you the M Shadowline lights, extended Shadowline trim. $700 gets you the parking assistance package, which is a great value. Check it out. We get the surround view with a 3D view, active park distance control, and parking assistance plus. So good value for $700. I'll definitely recommend going with it on top of your base price. $1,600 gets you the premium package, which includes heated steering wheel, heated front seats, and gesture control. The options include a $300 remote engine start system, $1,550 for this 21-inch BMW individual performance RF rims, $550 for the trailer hitch, $150 for the space saver spare, $350 for the front vented seats, $300 for the carbon fiber trim, $875 for the Harman & Kardon premium audio system. About a $1,000 destination charge totals this SUV out to a tick under $70,000. So quite a few options. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going with all of these. I would keep this as base as possible. Maybe go for the $700 parking assistance package. Of course, standard features include the B58 motor, making claimed 382 horsepower, more like 420. 8-speed auto transmission, e-boost, 48 volt mild hybrid system, which is all new for 2022. X-Drive all-wheel drive standard, M Sport 4-wheel ventilated anti-lock disc brakes, of course. But you guys can pause, take a look at all the standard features, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. But again, pause, take a look at everything. The fuel economy is also pretty good, 23 combined MPGs, 21 city, 26 on the highway. But that's about it. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. All right, guys, step in the back seat of the X3 M40i. Up top, still that same nice stitch material, carbon fiber trim beneath the X aluminum badge with a nice weight-resisted aluminum door handle. Nice leather stitching for the center, leather for the armrest. Of course, it's a really high-quality interior, guys. Auto one touch for the way down, as you guys see, but for the way up, it is not auto one touch. You got to press and hold. The grab handle still has a nice leather stitching material, massive cup holder. You could probably fit a foot long right next to it. No nameplate as we step inside. Child latches. Still that beautiful black leather seats with the padding going out all the way out to the door frame, making it feel quite couch-like. As far as the space, I'm a little over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have plenty. I have about 2-3 inches of space. It's comparable to SUVs like the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. This may be a little bit larger than the Stelvio, but the performance in this SUV, we have almost 100 more horsepower, about 70 more pound-feet of torque. Not even to mention this is an underrated platform. But anyway, third zone climate control, which is nice. Air vents, cargo nets behind both of the front seats. The light brought into this cabin is very impressive. I'm sure it's bringing in a lot of glare with it. The moonroof, as we mentioned, goes basically out to the trunk. The center cubby area has a nice string attached to it. It is pretty soft. The cup holders are not very large, but they do the job. We can close this up right here. Headroom's also not a concern. I'm not even close to reaching the top of this SUV's roofline. As far as the trunk, we can hop back over there. If we didn't mention, we get 2 additional speakers on the rear door panel. The tailgate, of course, it's electric. All you have to do is press the BMW button or the button behind the BMW badge, and it opens up electrically. Pretty large Trunk 2, the step-in is kind of high. The initial step-in is very low. It's about the same height as my knee, but we have this hump, which is because of this little secret storage area with your spare tire, which it's nice to get a spare tire, but it does take up a little bit of your trunk space. Pretty impressive cargo though, definitely doable. You have a small cutout behind both wheel wells, which allows you to maybe place a golf bag horizontally, but not a big deal because of course this is an SUV. Won't have any issues with golf bags. You can fold those rear seats down 40, 40, 20, and I'd expect you to fit between a 60 to 70 inch TV back here with really no issues. This isn't as large of an SUV, of course, as the X5, but it's getting pretty close. This is a pretty large SUV for the compact segment. You can press this button and the tailgate shuts, and as soon as it does, we'll take this 2022 X3 M40i out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of this all-new 2022 BMW X3 M40i. Let's take it out for a drive. And the ride quality, that's Sport Plus. We can throw it into comfort. And the exhaust quiet's down in comfort mode noticeably. As far as ride quality, it's a little bit softer. The steering's lighter. So definitely more comfortable as far as like an acceleration in comfort. Take a step, the gas pedal's not as aggressive, but leaning into it. Oh, once that boost kicks in, this thing just rips. And that's just comfort mode. Let's try it out in sport. You get auto rev matches in sport mode. Steering feels noticeably sharper. Throw it in faster than we should over here. Ooh, automatic rev matches. Wow, the steering is direct on the gas. Oh my gosh. Ooh. All right, guys, we can take a step out onto this highway over here. Throw it in a little quicker than we should. Wow, the steering is so ridiculously sharp. And let's merge. Oh. Oh. Wow, yeah, we get to highway speeds really quickly. Ooh, as far as the paddles, nice. Oh. This thing is fast. This is a fast car. Wow, and the lane keep assist does not let me enter the highway without my turn signal, if you guys saw that. Wow. What a car. I'm going to try throwing the POV camera, try to give you guys a first-hand look driving it, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. And just cruising along on the highway, we're in Sport Plus, so the revs are a little bit high, but we can try these downshifts. Ooh. Oh my gosh. The handling is impressive here too. What a beast of a car. Hopefully you guys can pick up those rev matches too. What a car. Right here. Looks like the other guys across have a green arrow. We can throw it in again. One more time. Downshift. On the gas. Oh. This is my favorite SUV for the money. You can't beat this with a base price under $60,000. You just get so much performance for the money. This car does 0 to 60 around 4 seconds now with a mild hybrid system. I'll try to find a spot where we can do an acceleration off the line, but whew, those pulls are strong. There is really no SUVs under 60,000 that can pull as hard as this. But all right, guys, looks like we're approaching a red light, so we'll be able to try out that acceleration off the line, and I'll catch right back with you guys. All right, off the line. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, this is a fast car. Off the line, this thing takes off now with that mild hybrid system. It kind of makes up for the fact that this vehicle's turbocharged. You don't really feel any turbo lag because as soon as you lean into that gas pedal, this thing rips. All in all, guys, this is my favorite SUV for the money. Under $60,000 for the base price. There's really nothing on the road that can compete. I knew that after 2021 that we test drove the 2021 M40i. Unfortunately, it was a pretty rainy day, so we weren't able to actually test out the power like we did today. But oh my gosh, and this 2022 version is actually better with this mild hybrid system. It's quicker to 60. It's about 0.3 of a second, 0.3 seconds quicker than the previous generation. So what a hell of a beast. It's a little bit more expensive. I think it's about $1,000 more for this 2022 versus the 2021, but you're getting more for it. I'm really impressed with this vehicle. If you're looking for a luxury SUV that packs a punch when it comes to performance and you don't want to spend more than $60,000-$65,000, this is the best you're going to get on the road, par none. I'll definitely recommend checking it out. And huge thanks to BMW of Tampa for making this review possible. If you're looking for a premium performance vehicle in the Tampa, St. Petersburg area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Jesse. Other than that, I'd like to give a huge thanks to all of you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. You guys know I love driving these BMW cars. Every time we get to review a BMW, I have a smile on my face. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know I have endless gratitude for all the subscribers. You know the channel is just not possible without you guys, and I really have a huge appreciation for each and every one of you and your constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment, let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment, let me know if there's any specific cars or trucks you'd like to see reviewed in this channel too. And I'll definitely try to get those videos for you as soon as possible. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.